Hey, users, we are so excited to share with you something that we just shipped and fixed yesterday. And Ryan, if you could take us on a tour here of our new PDF functionality, that would be amazing.
Sure, yeah. So I know a lot of users have been asking for this, but especially Pierre, you've been asking for this. So here's a demo of uploading a PDF on the website. So I'll do that. And I'm actually going to pick an Amazon 10K. And then I'm going to magically pretend that uploaded. And here's what the PDF looks like as a report. So you can see it looks similar to the YouTube page. We have the title up here on the top, the executive summary right here, which just gives you a quick summary of the PDF. And then our 3 key concepts are down here below. So like I mentioned before, we're only showing 3 right now and 3 story tiles within each key concept, but in the future, we're planning to add a lot more. So for each key concept, you can click the Learn More button here, which will expand it and show the story tiles within. And then within each story tile, you can click the Learn More button as well and get more information about that story tile. So up here at the top, you have like the title of the story tile and then a little bit more information about it down here. We also have this shareable link option right here. You can click that and it will take you to the page just for the story tile. So if you want to send the story tile out, you'll get the link for that. Not sure why it's stuck here. People have probably seen this page before. It's just the story tile or the Storytel banner on top and then information about the story tile. I'll let that load and I'll come back to it in a second. And then there's nothing new here on the chat, but you can now chat with the PDF. That's kind of one of the big functionalities we've deployed here. So we're starting out with a few suggested prompts based on the PDF content. And I won't read them all, but I'll just click one of them to send it. And it sends in chat, and then Storytel responds with an answer. Mm-hmm. And then within the chat response here, if there's a reference to that story tile, that might not be a story tile, it's just a sentence within the chat response, but you can click these references right here. And then once Storytel generates the link, it should open in a new tab. Mm. And it might be a little bit slow on the back end today. I see that the story tile page has loaded from this view shareable link that I clicked here earlier. So that's what the story tile page looks like. And this will have the executive summary as well as the original source text from the PDF. And I think, let's try that again. There we go. Okay, and it looks pretty similar when you're opening like a story tile from the chat response like this. So yeah, so we're really excited to get this working and get it shipped. And I would love your feedback on the chat and the layout here for the summary on the left and anything else you want to tell us about the page here.
And just to be clear, it is working and it is shipped. And also, Stephen, this is for you. Justin, this is for you. We heard you. Here it is. Use it. Tell us how it's meeting expectations or not. What do you want? Keep it coming. And then Drodio, I know you've got a little journey to take us on.
Yeah, I've got one thing to show, but before I do, let's keep this up for a second. Ryan, one of the questions that I would have for Pierre and Stephen and Justin and others who have wanted this PDF functionality is to understand how you'd like to use it. So for example, Ryan just showed the ability to view a shareable link. I'm imagining you might want to share a link with somebody. When you do that today, it goes to our old view. So Ryan, can you pull up while I'm talking here the old view, right? This is our original results page view. We're still linking to that. Do you want something that is more like the new user experience? How should that look? Let's say that Ryan sends me a story tile from this results page. What should my user experience be when I land on this page? Should I land on the full page with the story tile open? Should it somehow be like front and center that this is what Ryan wanted to send me, was like this specific story tile? So Ryan, maybe you can open up one of the story tiles, like to imagine, in the current new results page, if you can open up one of the key concepts to show one of the story tiles, like would you want me to land on this page? If you're sharing this story tile with me, should it like scroll down like Ryan just did to this spot and open up and like I see that first? Would you want me to only see that story tile and not everything else? Do you want to have the option to share just the story tile or the full report? It'd be great to understand like, what is important for you there. Also, I just used Storytel this morning when I was writing a blog post. And for example, I realized I longed to be able to copy all the text and be able to paste it all in a formatted way. And right now there wasn't an easy way for me to do that. Do you want something like that? So how do you want to use this? If you can let us know, that would be really, really, really helpful. Any other thoughts or questions about what has been shipped? And then I'll show something that we've been talking through that's related. But Erica, Jing, Ryan, do any of you have anything else you want to ask about, mention?
I do, yeah. I have one more question, specifically around the story tiles and how we're expanding and collapsing them. I'm curious if any users would want to have multiple story tiles open at the same time like this, with everything expanded for multiple tiles. Just curious about that because it's taken up a lot of vertical screen real estate. And if users really just want to only see one story tile at a time, there's probably a better way to show that than having it in a expand and collapse accordion like this. So I'm just curious about that. Would love your feedback.
Yeah.
And a related thing there would be, do you want an expand all button? So you can just blow everything open, for example, versus having to click learn more on each one. Okay, Ryan, if you can stop sharing for a second, there's something that I was literally just whiteboarding this morning that we're about to talk about internally that I'll just share because it's related to really PDFs or anything, which is multiple files. And we've heard this from you, Stephen, for example, and others. And one of the things that we're just brainstorming here is, and on that first Storytel page, actually, Ryan, if you could share your screen again for a second and just go to the first page where you can drop in a PDF and click on the PDF, that PDF button. So right now today it says drop in a PDF here. But what if instead of saying that, you had the ability to drop in multiple files? So I am showing on my screen, and Ryan, maybe just stop sharing for a second to make it bigger for people that are watching. So you can see on my screen here, it says PDF, and then plus. And the idea is like you could drop in multiple files, or maybe similarly, what if there was a zip file tile where you could zip up a bunch of PDFs or a bunch of MP3s or MP4s or whatever, is a bunch of text files, and drop in that zip. And we're starting to get towards that. Like you're not just chatting with with one document, but you're able to have Storytel help you understand multiple documents and themes or key concepts, et cetera, across multiple documents. So we'd love to get feedback around that as well.
Great.
Yeah, and one thing add on that is that right now you can upload one PDF. How would you think if we can drag a folder, like a folder into our interfaces and just upload the whole folder? Let us know. What would you prefer? You prefer a zip file or folder? Yeah.
And I guess while we have you, and then the next thing we're going to be asking you about soon is, what if we can just auth into a system, right? How would you feel about just letting us auth into a system so you don't have to do any dragging of anything? You can just start to chat with everything that you've got. So we'll be talking more about that later, but it would be great to start getting feedback on that too.
Yeah. And if you've made it to the end of this 9-minute video, we salute you. We'd like to take you out for a beer, virtually or in person, or coffee, tea, whatever. Thanks for being on this journey with us. Really, really meaningful, really valuable.